What's going on? YouTube. This is Mark with Waist Deep Wade Fishing, Southwest Florida. I want to say thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and continuing to do so. Also want to give a huge shout out to my first sponsor to put me on their pro staff, Captain Rex Hoyt. Just sent me the new pro staff gear. I'm wearing it today. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. And nothing but good luck and good health to you. As well as everybody else out there, please, if you can get a chance, hit that subscribe button. We're almost to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and that's what we need to hit. To everyone else who has done already, thank you very much for being loyal to the Waist Deep Wade Fishing Southwest Florida team. So today, I want to talk to you guys about something that people really don't discuss, and it's very important. So I figured I'd put it out there for you. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. This is a channel for old school fishermen, new school fishermen, fishermen of all types of skill level. So my job is to make you guys a better fisherman, so I'm putting it out there. Please excuse me, I will be reading a little bit from my phone here because I am not a marine biologist, so I want to give you the correct info. So today's topic, Do2. What is it and what effect does it have on inshore fish? Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. Do2 is dissolved oxygen. Okay, it's a measure of how much oxygen is dissolved in the water, the amount of oxygen available to living aquatic organisms. Also, the amount of dissolved oxygen on a grass flat, a lake, a stream, a river, an ocean. Okay, so let's start with what are the optimum levels. Water at lower temperatures should have a higher dissolved oxygen, okay, level, while warmer polluted waters will have a lower. Now that's not a good thing. We don't want a low Do2 level. Healthier water should generally have dissolved oxygen concentrations right between 80 and 120%. Now, do I have the ability to test that water? I'm going to find out down the line, or if anyone out there has something that they know of that can test the oxygen levels while you're out there wade fishing. Please, send me a comment because I'd like to find out or get myself one so I can test the waters while I'm wade fishing. Anyway, jumping into it. What's the causes of low oxygen levels in the water? Okay, well, low dissolved oxygen, DO, it results from the excessive algae growth caused by phosphorus. Period. Nitrogen is another nutrient that can contribute to algae growth. As the algae die and decompose, the process consumes dissolved oxygen. There it is in a nutshell. Okay, so when you hear about algae blooms and red tide, especially if you're here in our great state of Florida, well, then you know about this. For the people that are coming down here and visiting, or people that are thinking about moving here, or people that are new to our inshore fishery and don't understand what this effect has on the water, well, this is for you. So what happens? Well, when you have low Do2 levels, especially on a grass flat, depending where you fish, fish are going to move to a higher point of oxygen. Okay, the more oxygen that's in that area, the probability means there's going to be more fish there. Well, what is the areas we're looking for? Well, if you're fishing in the summer, right now, and our temperatures get anywhere from 90 to 95 with 100% humidity, with a heat index of 110 to 117 on a daily basis. So first thing, you'd want to get out in the morning when it's cooler. If you happen to be out in the middle of the day, well, stay away from mud, silty, shallow water that doesn't have a lot of grass around it. Those are going to be the spots where the Do2 is going to be lowest. Okay, and the probability of a trout or redfish being in there is very, very low. There's no air. Just like you and I. If there's no air, we can't breathe. We're going to move to find air. Same thing with the fish. So on the other side of that, well, where can we find the fish when the DO2 levels, okay, are low? Well, what you can look for is a heavily grassed flat. Look on your Google Maps and find a grass flat with sand potholes, preferably anywhere between 3 and 5 foot deep, especially if you're going to be working, in the middle of the morning from, let's say, 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock. As that water's starting to heat up, okay, and if you had algae in that water and you had that decomposing nutrients, it's going to lower the DO2 level. So your best bet to find these fish, especially when it's warm out, is to be on a grass flat, preferably between 3 to 5 foot, looking for clear water. If it's a little silty, a little tannic, that's okay. It's not great, you want to find that clear water, but at least you'll have a higher DO2 level, which is going to bring the fish to your area. And again, look for the signs of it. Okay, stay away from the shoreline on those low tides, especially in those mud flats, especially in the summer. It's going to be a low DO2 level. If you don't see a lot of fish and bait swimming around near the shore, it's a low DO2 level. Walk out a little further, pole out a little further, okay, yak out a little further. If you see a lot of grass around the area that you're working, and you can feel the temperature change from ankle deep water to, let's say, waist deep water, well, then you have cooler water that's deeper with a higher DO2 level. That is where those redfish and trout are going to be in the heat of the day. So guys, I hope all this information helps you out, helps you to be a better fisherman. I figured, some people know this, but some people don't. Keep in mind, when you hear about algae blooms, okay, when you hear about red tide, that is what's happening to the fish. Low DO2 levels. There's no oxygen in the water. That's why the fish are either going to move or they're going to die. So your job as a fisherman to get on those fish is find the areas that have the highest DO2 levels right now. All right, guys, I'm going to head on out of here. Thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Please continue to do so. Make sure you tell a friend. Love you all. Thank you for all the support, and I will see you guys out on the grass flats.